about famous rulers of Mesopotamia. In Sumeria, Gilgamesh ruled in 2650 BC. Gilgamesh was the fifth king of the Sumerian city of Uruk. He became known as a demigod with superhuman strength in later legends and tales such as the Epic of Gilgamesh. The Akkadian Empire. Sargon the Great reigned from 2334 to 2279 BC. Sargon the Great, or Sargon of Akkad, founded the world's first empire, the Akkadian Empire. He conquered many of the Sumerian city-states and united them under one rule. Naram Sin. Naram Sin reigned from 2254 to 2218 BC. The Akkadian Empire reached its peak under the kingship of Naram Sin. He was the first Mesopotamian ruler to claim to be a god. He was also the grandson of Sargon. The Babylonian Empire. Hammurabi reigned from 1792 to 1752 BC. Hammurabi was the sixth king of Babylon and founded the first Babylonian Empire. He is mostly famous for establishing a written code and laws called the Hammurabi Code. Nabopolassar, 658 to 605 BC. Nabopolassar allied with the Medes to overthrow the Assyrian Empire and conquer the city of Nineveh. He then established the Second Babylonian Empire and ruled for 20 years. Nebuchadnezzar II ruled from 634 to 562 BC. Nebuchadnezzar II expanded the Babylonian Empire, conquering Judah and Jerusalem. He also built the famous Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Nebuchadnezzar is mentioned several times in the Bible as he sent the Jews into exile after conquering them. The Assyrian Empire. Shamshi-Adad ruled from 1813 to 1791 BC. Shamshi-Adad conquered many surrounding city-states in northern Mesopotamia. He was an excellent leader and organizer. He established the first Assyrian Empire. Tiglath-Pileser III reigned 745 to 727 BC. Tiglath-Pileser III introduced many advances to the Assyrian Empire, including military and political systems. He established the world's first professional standing army and greatly expanded the Assyrian Empire. Sennacherib reigned 705 to 681 BC. Sennacherib conquered the city of Babylon. He also rebuilt much of the Assyrian city of Nineveh, turning it into one of the greatest cities of ancient history. The Persian Empire. Cyrus the Great ruled from 580 to 530 BC. Cyrus rose to power and established the Persian Empire, also known as the Achaemenid Empire, when he overthrew the Medes and conquered Babylonia. He believed in human rights and allowed the nations he conquered to worship their own religion. He allowed the exiled Jews to return back home to Jerusalem. Darius ruled from 550 to 486 BC. Darius the First ruled the Persian Empire at its peak. He divided the land into provinces that were ruled by satraps. Darius invaded Greece in the First Persian War, where his army was defeated by the Greeks at the Battle of Marathon. Xerxes, 519 to 565 BC. Xerxes was one of the fourth kings of Persia. He returned to Greece in the Second Persian War. He defeated the Spartans at the famous Battle of Thermopylae and then took control of the cities of Athens. However, his navy was defeated at the Battle of Salamis and he retreated back to Persia. Okay, and thank you for watching Mesopotamia, Famous Rulers.